Well, hello there. You might be wondering, where are my legs? And what is going on with this setup? Well, the truth is that I am on my family vacation with my wife and my 2 kids. Yes, I have 2 kids, which means I don't have a lot of time to actually record these news. So the first thing I wanted to go through is Feral Pony actually asking people what is their take on jungle and what are the vibes of the game. And here you can kind of tell that like most people actually align with the same thing. For example, Vandrel does believe that it is in a good spot. I would say jungle feels slightly easier than I remember. I could be totally wrong on this. I did play Warwick. I mean, for Warwick, it is insanely easy. I think there is another person that talks about it later. But like, I remember it being harder, and I don't know if it's because I understand the game a little, like way more actually now, or if it's actually easier. Now, the chances are that I was actually stupid and I didn't know how to play the game, but yes. He does also mention that trinkets, they change the vibe, and I absolutely agree with the trinkets here, because the truth is that back in the day, only the support had wards, and the support had to buy wards. But Wardstone might be too new, actually, now that I think about it. But we definitely didn't have trinkets, which means I think the support actually had to buy wards, like normal wards, and they were warding, all over the place. They had to roam and stuff. Almost nobody else warded. Sometimes mid laners dropped ward to one side of their lane so that they had a little bit more of a safe space, but that was kind of it. Top laners? No one ever warded. So now that everyone has wards, the game does feel very different. Now, you could technically argue that if one person has a warding trinket, the other one can have a red trinket, they cancel each other out, but it's still not as impactful, or rather, having vision is impactful enough for the classic feel to change, because back then, everyone was face checking. Like, why do you think Garen being the spin machine that comes at you from a bush was a thing? It was a thing because you didn't have that many tools that gave you vision. Well, now everyone can kind of see anywhere, and the ambushes are not as frequent as they used to be, and so, I don't know. Trinkets don't feel that classic, and if I was Riot, I would give it a try. You don't have to do anything crazy, just like for a week, just disable the trinkets and see what people do, and then you can re-enable them again if they want trinkets. But I think trinkets were a newer addition. I don't know if it was like season 4 or season 5, but yes, trinkets are trinkets. Anyway, like most other people will say that, like, it's somehow the jungle may feel a little bit too easy. And they do usually quote Warwick. Now, I can tell you, even back in the day, I remember Warwick was a jungler that you picked if you didn't have the right runes and masteries. Because Warwick had so much lifesteal, he could just out-heal everything and he was totally fine. But like, for the most part, yeah, it all actually, like, people are happy with the state in which Classic is right now, which is something amazing, and I did not really expect it. And so another thing I really wanted to dive into is this. So the old champions are actually getting their old textures back, and now you can see how awkwardly weird they are. Now, you can also notice that the skins feel kind of blurry, and they feel blurry because that's just new technology. If you load in old textures or small textures, I think the game engine just doesn't keep the crisp pixels in the game, and it kind of blurs it out as it's getting scaled for higher scale monitors. I think that's just a technical limitation. But like for Veigar, for example, you can see that he does feel old, so I don't know, but Vayne feels kind of blurry, but maybe she did look like this back in the day. I actually can't recall. But the rest of the champions, they look glorious now. And that brings us into the third thing that came in, and that is Sorian going wild once again. Now, if you don't know who this person is, this is the person who, first of all, made Swarm because he felt like it. That's literally how Swarm became a thing. There was one guy at Riot who was like, I want to try and learn a new thing with the engine, and he just made a whole new game mode. That's actually the lore behind Swarm. But of course, I remember Sir Hyan when he used to do just fan things. Like, he made a fan VFX for what I believe back in the day was Star Guardian Vel'Koz. But like, Riot noticed that he's good with the VFX, and they were like, okay, wanna work with us? And so Sir Hyan became a Rioter, and so there, at Riot, in his free time, he casually started updating all the VFX of all the old champions, and so now it's funny that he's going back and he is removing all the things that he did in his free time. And so, like, here we have some examples, like, you know, Anivia getting the old wall. We have Blitzcrank actually getting the really shitty lightning. We get Vygar's stun is amazing. Of course, yes, that is new Annie, ignore the Annie. But the Vygar stun not being readable and being awful is amazing. I know that Lulu is technically, you know, the same Lulu in Modern, but you can just tell how awful it was back in the day. Now, the thing is, we did get videos of all the VFX. Now, hold on, let's actually start from the beginning. You know what? No, never mind. Amumu was actually the beginning. So yes, starting with Amumu. I want to go through all of these because I want to see... Oh, the W is definitely a thing. The new W is so clear. No, we need like those spreading tears. Oh my god, the E is so cool though. I don't remember the E being that cool. The new... Am I crazy, or wasn't E like scratches that appeared around Amumu? Am I crazy? Was this actually his old E? Because I remember scratching around Amumu. I could be crazy. Actually, you know what, Riot? Look into it. Now hold on, let me see Anivia. Because Anivia, I love the old crisp Anivia. Oh my god, the auto attacks being snowflakes again. Now that. Now, oh, the wall is so bad, it's amazing. I love that one so much. Okay, and the ultimate is that bright blue. Like, remember, anything on old Summoner's Rift had to be like vivid and bright and in your face. So, you know what? Anivia checks out. Okay, who else is there? Alright, classic Blitzcrank. Now remember, Blitzcrank's old passive is like, it just zaps stuff. You don't have to hit anyone. So lightning fits. I remember that. Q is Q. Nothing crazy there. I don't remember the little sparks around the hands, actually. I don't remember that, but the ultimate, oh, that ultimate is so iconic. That ultimate is incredible. I am happy they actually made that one come back. Can we see one more time? Come on. Ah, man. Alright, then we have Leona. Leona, how much did Leona change? Because, like, are these the updated textures, which means, like, downgraded textures? I can't tell because Leona is just Leona. You can't. So there is a new thing that was not the case with in old League, and I don't think you can remove this. See how her coat is actually sparkling as it's like moving because it's like mimicking light that's like being cast down from the top. That was not a thing in old League. I'm pretty sure there were no shadows. I could be wrong about that one. There is no way her E looked that bad. There is no way. I refuse to believe her E used to look this bad. But my god, that's something. No, the ultimate, I remember that. Ultimate, I remember the ultimate. The E caught me off guard. The E caught me almost. Also, I just got like a massive... I got a massive hit of nostalgia right now, because I remember when Leona came out, I played her as an AD bruiser. I was like, I'm not playing her as a support, I don't care, I'm playing her AD bruiser top. I remember that, and it was awful, and I very quickly learned it doesn't work. My god, that's a wave that came out of nowhere. Okay, Malzahar. Yes, although, hold on, no. I need to find old footage of Malzahar, because these balls, yes. These balls actually look like this. This wave, no. The wave actually was like kind of like cut pieces that like moved together, as far as I remember. I don't think it actually looked like that. Am I crazy? Do I have to look up old Malzahar footage? E is the same though. And did they... I think W is also slightly different. So I don't think they actually are re-adding in the exact same VFX. I think they are trying to remake the old ones. Now for a remake, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. The Ultimate... Okay, Ultimate is pretty spot on. Ultimate is pretty spot on. The W and the Q... I don't know. Or rather, the balls on the sides, perfect. The beam in the middle, I remember it being slightly different. The W is slightly too crispy here. Okay, what does Tryndamere have? I remember Tryndamere was like the first one. Oh, they don't have blood effects. Oh, they don't have blood effects on the E. Come on, man. That's the one that I remember. But I mean, it makes sense because they had to change the age rating, so they can't re-add that, unfortunately. Chicken is still there. Chicken's good. I don't remember like the wind slashing around the debuff. Ultimate looks the same. I remember the ultimate, except it should be higher up. I think like just the center. The center of the ultimate here seems to be the feet, and I don't think that was the case. I could be wrong. Also remember, this is technically the new Tryndamere. Personally, I don't think they should add in this Tryndamere, because this Tryndamere was actually the already upgraded version. Because there is the old version, to me, feels classic. This one is like after they upgraded Tryndamere to look like this, because he already had the Demon Blade skin back in the day, like when this happened. And the Demon Blade animation of him like dragging it behind him was actually the inspiration for the new animation for the new Tryndamere. The old one feels way more classic to me, and I would love it if they added that one in. Also, the Q feels kind of new, but you know, he doesn't need that many new VFX. Now hold on. Vigar. The auto attacks, I remember that. So the auto attacks look like small Qs. I remember that, and there's the big. Yep, that's the Q. Now the Q is too light, in my opinion. I think it looked darker. I could be totally wrong here. Meteor. So the anticipation is spot on. It's perfect. This spot on. It feels too smooth, or am I crazy? Now this is amazing. I love this so much. The E is amazing. And the old... So it seems like these are recreations. And they are not actually the old ones, because the old ones are probably not even in the game, so they have to like try and recreate what they had. It's all very close, but as someone who lived through this, there is like a little bit of uncanny valley. And I wonder... Like, here's the thing. Maybe... Hold on, does he say that they are recreating it, or... Thanks everyone for the feedback on League. We updated VFX for several champions with their old visuals. So was it... It is possible that I just remember it on the bad old monitors with different color grading. And so, like, on the new monitors, it just looks different. And it's possible that it is actually... Like, here, the auto attacks are perfect. The autos are perfect. The Q also looks good. That's what I remember. Oh, the old squirrel too. This looks spot on. Now, this looks perfect. And I wonder if it is because of the monitors just being better. And there's different colors and stuff. You know, not Lux. Pix. Like, has just perfect animations too. This one is amazing. This one is perfect. Is there anyone else? Who else do we have? We have... Show me the shitty circular bombs with like the... Oh, yes! The bombs! Oh, those feel amazing. Those are so good. And the animation underneath. The awful clock. This is so good. And the ultimate was like the... Was it even an hourglass? I don't remember what the ultimate was. It was still the hourglass. Okay. Yes! And then it has the Guardian Angel. Yes. Okay, so that one's perfect. Zillion, also perfect. I love these. But yes, that's the updates. I will say, it feels so good for the team to just like very quickly iterate on all of these. And again, in my opinion, there are two champions that feel off. I think Tryndamere is too new. The new Tryndamere does not feel classic. I would actually add in the one that's older. I would do the same thing for Kayle. The Kayle that came before the one that is actually in the game right now is the one that I feel is the classic one. The new Kayle actually feels too new to me. So these two I would update. The third one that I would do is maybe... I think Katarina is actually fine now. Maybe they should add in the slightly newer Lux, because nobody remembers the original Lux, and I understand that the Lux is there for just a joke. It would be cool if the newer version of Lux was the base version of her, and you could unlock the jokey beta version of her through a pass or a progression or something like that. That would be cool. I would like that. Other than that, I saw that they already updated Master Yi. I don't know if that one, if people just refuse to use the old one, but now the classic version is there too. And the rest might be good. I know they are still adding in some of the, some other champions that still had the older versions, and I wonder who else is gonna make it in from the ancient times. But yes, the League team cares. The classic team is amazing. And I just love what they are doing. So, yes, in the upcoming days, because I am on my family vacation, I can't really record the videos that I record them normally. So, there has to be a new way to do them. And so, be ready for some games of me just playing Classic League. And it's like good old gameplay from back in the day. So, it might feel like a podcast. But I did get to play my main from back in the day for the first time after 15 years. And so just wait for the glorious gameplay.